Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler review series videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that, time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I am doing this in a public parking lot with my window open because it is about 90 degrees outside, so y'all get to experience the ambiance. But anyway, folks, excuse me, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there and try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck, and whilst I'm doing all that, folks, well, I mean, I'm not exactly wearing a super cool shirt. I'm just wearing a basic bitch polo shirt. But, I mean, it's a nice shirt for what it is. I had a formal event to attend, and, you know, I don't have, like, a lot in the way of suits or things like that, so this was my way of getting around that. But anyway, since I was doing said formal event, kind of took me out to an area that, you know, not super far, but not exactly a area that I hit up too often, and I took the opportunity. I was like, you know, I was going to look around for, like, something unique and something to grab, but I ultimately just ended up at a place I've reviewed a couple things from before. Where was it from, folks? Well, it happens to be, boom, it's from Noodles Company. And yes, in the past, if you don't believe me, Noodles Company. But no, I have reviewed a couple of their items in the past. If you're unfamiliar, they're sort of like a Chipotle style kind of establishment where it's like you can get like pre-made things, or you can go over there and sort of make your own possibles and stuff. This, what is this, by the way? This is, oh, where did the thing go? Oh, there it is. It's their featured flavor. This is their Pesto Cavatappi. That's what I'm going with. Cavatappi. Cavatappi with grilled chicken. So, this is also my lunch, so hopefully it's really, really good. Let's open it up. Okay. Alright. So, let's go ahead. Let's get a thing for the thing. Can we get a thing for the thing? It looks like that. Ha 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 ha. And hopefully it's super delicious. I will say it is very fragrant. You can smell the pesto and you can smell the grilled chicken. So that's got me pretty excited. Kind of mix it up a little bit. And it looks like, yeah, I mean, it's basically just noodles, the pesto sauce, like some cheese, and yeah, just the grilled chicken. So let's go ahead. Let's kind of get a little bit of a mix of things. Give it a go. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's very okay. So, I mean, one of the risks that you run when you go to these, like, you know, it's Noodles Company. I mean, they're a chain location. One of the risks that you run, of course, is that, you know, chain locations typically aren't going to be as stand out as, you know, like proper, you know, real type locations. You know, in this case, you know, basically emulating an Italian dish of some sort. And is it going to be anywhere near as good as, like, if you sat down at, like, a real Italian place? No, of course not. You know, but it does provide a certain experience. Thing is, though, this definitely runs into that issue because it's nice for what it is. Like, I don't have anything against it in terms of, like, there's nothing bad, but what there is a lot of meh. It's a very, yeah, okay dish. You know, it's not bad again, but it's like, I was really hopeful because, again, the pesto smelled really nice. The grilled chicken smelled really nice. Grilled chicken, for what it is, seems to be cooked fine. You know, it's tender. It's got a decent grilled taste for what it is. The pesto, although not bad, is nowhere near a proper pesto. You know, it doesn't, like, pesto is such a wonderful thing, such a wonderful sauce, because it's like, it's lively, and it's vibrant, you know, and it's like, this is not lively or vibrant. It's coating things, it is adding some flavor, but it is not that loving, proper pesto experience, Again, it's not bad, but I'm going to try some individual elements. Let's just get some of the chicken. Chicken kind of runs into the same thing. It's not bad chicken, and I do think it's prepared well. It's got some herby seasoning, kind of probably from the pesto. And it does seem to be cooked well. It's nice and tender and everything. It does have a little bit of that grilled taste. But kind of similar to the pesto, it doesn't jump out at you the way that, you really would like. You want, again, especially the smell. I was like, oh man, there's going to be some pretty solid grilled chicken. It's not bad grilled chicken. I've had way, way worse grilled chicken. But it's just, it's very, okay. And that's sort of the whole vibe of this thing. The elements are all there. The noodles are, they're cooked fine and everything. You'd like to think, Noodles & Co. Got a little bit of a tomato there. That was a nice little extra hit. Yeah, it's very okay, And, again, it's a chain location. You try to kind of, I mean, if I'm trying to highlight the better aspects of it, there is a decent herbiness to the pesto. It doesn't taste bad. It just doesn't taste like a really good pesto, like a really good pesto should. And then, the best I can say about it is nothing tastes bad. Nothing tastes great, nothing is standout, but it all does seem to be prepared well. And, again, chain location being what it is, you got to kind of bring down your expectations a little bit. But, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? For me personally, I have to go with no and no on this one. I think that certain dishes you can kind of get away with if, you're again doing like your chain location version of it. Spaghetti. Sure. Spaghetti is one of those things that, you can probably get, as long as you got a halfway decent sauce, you probably get away with some spaghetti. Even something like chicken Alfredo, I think that those can kind of work. Problem is with something with a pesto sauce, pesto, again, it's such an amazing, and not to say that, tomato sauce or, other sauces aren't great too, but pesto really does need that liveliness behind it. It's not something that you can kind of half-ass, because it's really going to come through. And for me personally, while I don't dislike anything about this, I have had other items off their menu that I certainly prefer, I think work just a little bit better, because again, I think they work within the capacity of what they're capable of as a chain location. And if I'm recommending it, I'm just not, because it's not that hard to get decent pesto. They sell jars of this stuff, and you don't even have to prep it or anything. You could probably just get some noodles and pour some decent pesto sauce on it. It might cost you a little bit, but even then, honestly, I mean, this whole thing, I got this in a drink, and what the hell did it cost me? Well, it doesn't actually say the price on the thing. Although Megan was the one who went over there and put it together for me. And she did a fantastic job, by the way. I do want to emphasize that. There is nothing about this that I feel the staff let me down on. I think this is just, again, it's the nature of the establishment, So, and for me, I wouldn't really recommend this. I think that you could do a much better version of this for probably around a similar price point, and it would just be worlds better and not that hard to pull off. So, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, money, better rest of the month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there, have yourselves a truly pesto-tastic rest of your life. Maybe at some point I'll go over there and I'll go to a proper Italian place or something, get a nice pesto dish. I'd like to do that. I think that would be fun. But who knows? Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole, especially when you're in a truck. It's 90 fucking degrees out and you're dying. But it's important that we go over there when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit and all these things in our lives. take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, here's what I want you to go out and do. If you happen to be watching this at a place and location with a similar sort of heat index, make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure you stay hydrated. You know, try to shade it up when you can. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not a heat person, but some people are. Still, just be cautious, you know, if you're going to go out in the sun, you know, sunscreen, all that stuff. I know I'm not your dad, but, you know, I'm kind of your dad a little bit. I might be your dad. I'm just saying. I'm not paying child support. Anyway, bye.